What's some advice you would give a woman who's struggling with her own self-worth?
You know, I being struggling with that myself, I'm not the best to give advice, but I am working on that. So I would just say to, find all the great things that you love about yourself and even the flaws and appreciate them, and just don't put your self-worth into anybody else, even temporarily. Like I said, I thought I had self-worth and found it, and then I put it in him again. And then I had to start all over again. But just, immerse yourself in your mental health and, just stop beating up so much on yourself. We're our own worst critics, and the world's already hard enough. You don't need to put yourself down in addition to it. It's just terrible. But find something that you love and, appreciate. I always wanted to be skinny, and I was miserable all the time. I didn't counted calories, didn't drink my calories. And in the past 4 years, I've put on like 30 pounds, and I've never felt so good about myself. And I'm happier than I've ever been. And I regret all those years of putting my self-worth in, a weight. And so, find where your self-worth, where you're putting it, and then put it somewhere else.
Yeah. 100%.
And just work on that. Yeah.
100%. What are some examples in your own life? What, like, if you were the girl, and I was talking to you and I was like, hey, what are some things that you yourself are, proud of? What would be your answer? What are you proud of in your life that you've done?
Well, I recently, probably in 2016, I went to school for a year before that to get my coding certification and become a coder, like I said. And in 2016, I finally got a coding position, and then I got a coding position 3 years later from home. And I'm at the salary that I never thought I would be in the position I'm in. So I'm really proud. I have 3 certifications, and I don't take the time enough to be proud of myself for that, but it is really something to be proud of myself. And I do feel it every now and then. It is surreal. It's unreal to be getting paid such a good amount from home, doing something that's challenging and rewarding at the same time. And it was like exactly what I had planned. It's actually never worked out like that. Part of my own doing, of course. I didn't stick in long enough, but I finally did something from beginning to end, and I saw it through. And, I'm proud of where I'm at right now. I'm proud that I'm an independent woman, proud of my daughter and where we are in life. So I'm proud to be independent, and that I can take responsibility, and that I'm not, I say it's bittersweet to be an empath, but I would take that over the opposite any day. And when I encounter bad people, instead of focusing on how bad they are and judging, I just think about how happy I am to not be that person, how I didn't allow myself to become bitter or for any reason. I can still see the good in life and silver linings and love the little things.
I love that. Absolutely. That was beautiful. What a great ending.
Thank you.
That was powerful.
Thank you. Your story is powerful too. You're just so uplifting, and I love the pictures of you and your husband, right?
Fiance.
It's just, You're very inspirational.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I've come a long ways. It has not been easy for me or for him.
Oh, that's the other thing. What's funny is I saw your post about how you told him that he didn't love you. And I'm like, I just love that you can admit to that. That would be something I would say. And then I would totally reflect and do what you did. And I'm like, I don't even know why I said that. That's not even right.
Yeah.
And it's because of, the past. And it's a mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. And I feel for the poor sap that has to put up with me too.
Yeah.
But they're also very lucky because we're pretty awesome.
I mean, having an empath as a partner is like the best thing that could ever happen to somebody.
I think so. That's one of the things. It's just so unbelievable that they take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Narcissists. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
They have it all. But it's still not enough.
It's
How much more
crazy.
can one have?
I know. I used to tell them that all the time. I'm like, you're never going to find, unless you find another empath, which they would, but I didn't know that when I was saying it. But that's what I used to say. Like, you'll never find another girl who like works this hard, who's this loyal, who's this honest, who just keeps getting up, who just is a fighter, who's
Accept you for who you are.
yes, yes.
And what they want you to accept is the narcissism and the alcoholism and all the addiction, whatever's going on with them. They want you. One of my exes would say, the reason he broke up with his last one, he was married, was because she didn't accept him for who he was. And that's an alcoholic narcissist, which is, he was saying, but not in those words. Like, I'm like, an alcoholic's not who you are. That's what you do. I don't know how to, I'm not one to speak on, I'm on the fence about the whole disease thing, but I'm not going to put anybody down. I can't even speak on that. But my dad was and is a recovering alcoholic since I was in 5th grade. So he kind of set me up, everyone else up for disaster because he's been perfect. So I'm just like, no, you can do it. But it's hard. I totally get it. But he wanted you to accept him for the abusive asshole he was. And that's not what it is.
Yeah.
But we do. Stop. Sorry.
Be on camera. Well, this was so wonderful talking to you. I so appreciate you taking some time out of your day to hang out with me and talk and relate. I appreciate that.
Thank you for doing this. This is fantastic. It's an awesome platform.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm hoping that as it grows and, more women keep speaking, that it becomes a place where women can go to learn more and to relate. It's all about relating stories, to know that somebody else went through what you went through and they made it out and they're okay and they're good and they're a bright shining light somewhere on this earth. And, they're still pulling through.
Yeah.
And, that's a lot of what I needed when I was in that dark spot, because, you feel like you're the only one. You feel like you're crazy.
I didn't have it. I didn't have Facebook at all, back in the last one. Yeah. And I didn't have a clue what I was going through. And again, I thought it was crazy and I downplayed it. But when I tell the stories back, I'm just like, wow. Like another Facebook post I've seen is, you never know how crazy or terrible you were treated until you tell the stories to someone else. Their reactions, even hearing it from you, if that was someone telling you the story, I would always look at myself and be like, if this was someone else, my friend, my heart would just break in pieces. Yep. And that's why I kept it to myself. I didn't want to break anyone's heart. So I just did it all alone. But then I didn't have Facebook. And so it was so much harder. It took me 3 years to really get right. But this time, my goodness, it's invaluable, this kind of stuff, and Facebook. And you don't want anyone to go through what you went through. You don't. Yeah. It's not satisfying to know that someone went through it. But it surely helps to know that you're not alone, that you're not crazy, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because it's hard to see it.
Yeah. And when you're around people who share similar stories, it just validates all of your feelings.
Exactly.
That's all we want. We just want to be validated, because the whole time our feelings weren't validated. It was like, we're nuts. Even though we know we're not nuts. So
yeah. And narcissism is real. They're really out there, because it's just impossible to think that such pure evil exists. Yeah. And it does. And it's validation, it's confirmation, because, they always say only like 1% of the population is narcissist. No, they don't think they're narcissists, so they don't go get help. Yeah. They're hiding.
Yeah.
They're there. And I think it's a lot more.
Yeah, I agree with you.
100%. And the society is not making it any better.
I know. I agree. Because there's no way to prove it. Like, I used to dream about taking my ex to court somehow, because if he was hitting me, it would be a lawsuit.
Right.
And it just sucks that you're beaten up just as badly emotionally and mentally. I'm still getting triggered, still have PTSD, still dealing with emotions. And, the relationship I'm in now has struggled, in and out. We're solid, we're good now. But in the beginnings, I mean, I was getting triggered left and right. It was like a freaking circus over here, and having to over communicate and explain and dive deep into my emotions and figure out why that one thing that he said that one time made me have a total breakdown in the bathroom.
Apologize for overreacting because you did. Because I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I even do it to, family and friends, like my parents and stuff.
Yeah. So you get it. 100%.
That wasn't necessary. Sorry.
Well, this was fun. I really had fun with you. Do you have any closing thoughts or words before I close up?
No, just again, I appreciate it. This advice, guidance, support is invaluable, and it helps you get through it. You need a
100%.
community. There's something in community, and it's really hard to get into therapy, and it's money, and it's just like, this has been my therapy. It's just been amazing. This time around has been so much better.
I love that.
And
it's you building a community, and you reaching out and finding other women to share,
And I don't ever post, right? Ever. I never posted before. When I was finally to a point, I posted, and it's just been so helpful to post and get feedback and all that kind of stuff. So it's been amazing. It's hard to do alone. No one has to. You don't have to. Exactly. That's the closing. You don't have to do it alone, and they don't have to be physically with you.
Yep. Thank you. So true. So true. That was great closing words, actually.
Thank you.
Great closing words. All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. If you have an amazing story to share or struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here with Aimee, sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Have an amazing day. Much love.
Thank you.
All right, girl.
Bye. Have a good day.
That was so good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. I'll be texting you with the updates on what's going on with the video.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.